What if your kids are weird? What about the socialization? Bless your heart. Hey y'all, today I am hiding in my car from my kids so that I can put this quick video up for you. And I wanted to speak today about socialization. This is a hot topic around homeschoolers, and now that a lot of new families are considering homeschooling, big topic for them too. What about socialization? What about it? This is the first question that you will be asked as soon as you let someone know that you're a homeschooling family. What about the socialization? Well, what about it? What if your kids are weird? I know a family, they homeschooled and their children were very socially awkward and they were weird. Well, I know plenty of public school families that have kids and their kids are weird. I know plenty of weird people. So, and all kids are weird, right? Okay. So people will ask you this. They will expect an answer. It's the first question. The second one is usually, are you certified? Are you qualified to teach? And so on and so forth. Now, I don't get asked this question about socialization very often because if you have spent any time at all with my children, then you know they might be a little bit over socialized. I'm a very outgoing person. They got that from me. Your mother-in-law will ask. Your neighbor will ask. Your friends and family will ask. The random person at the grocery store will ask. And they expect you to answer them. And here is a fun fact. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You can just smile and nod. Now, I'm from the South, and so we have a term used down here very often, and it works for every one of these nosy, busybody questions. And if you would like to try it out when they say, but what about homeschool? What about socialization? What about this? What about that? You can just tell them, bless your heart. It works. And if you're from the North, maybe try it too. Maybe just to it might stun them long enough for you to just slowly walk away. I don't know. Try it. It's fun. You owe no one an answer is my point, except your spouse. They deserve an answer. Talk it over with them. But as far as anybody else goes, this is between your family and your decision to homeschool. Now, if you have this question for your children, maybe you just started homeschooling, maybe you are considering homeschooling and you wonder, what about socialization? How am I going to keep their social activities like they've had in the past in traditional school? Or how am I going to start their social activities if they haven't been to school yet? If you have these questions for you and your family, then I am happy to talk all day long about it with you. So please subscribe to see more videos like this one. I'm no expert. I have made plenty of mistakes that I am here to help you avoid. For regular old, everyday, non-pandemic times, socialization's easy for homeschoolers. In fact, we have to restrain our family from not doing all the things because there's so many options and there's so many opportunities out there that are really cool and really fun, and you want to do them all, and you don't have enough time to get the math and the language in, you know? More about those endless options later in this video. First of all, socialization is what most people think of when they think of 20 kids sitting in a room learning the same thing together. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I had teachers, because I was a talker in class, who would remind me that school time is not the time for socialization, Miss Christie. Anybody ever had that? Yeah. My kids get plenty of socialization just with everyday tasks. Going to the grocery store, asking for stamps at the post office, etc., etc., etc. Your everyday life, you interact with other people, not other peers. I don't interact with 20 other 12-year-olds. I don't interact with 15 other 6-year-olds or 8-year-olds. And I don't even interact with a group of people necessarily my age. It's people of all ages, all age ranges. Well, that's real life, not just a room full of people that are exactly your age and in your class, you know? So when we go to a birthday party, my children know how to interact and how to speak politely to great aunt so-and-so, and she's delighted to see them, and they're so fun. And then they also know how to go play in the mud with their cousins. I take my daughters to formal teas. They love having tea parties. We do a variety of things where they get to interact with other people. Socialization is not a problem. Listen, it's not. In my opinion, socialization is teaching my children how to act or behave in a certain situation, such as the tea party, great aunt so-and-so, playing out in the yard wild and crazy with your friends. These all require different behaviors, and my kids know how to navigate each of those situations and many, many more. We started traveling. My daughters, both daughters, their first airplane flight was to Barcelona from New Orleans. So that was a big experience for them, and we went to literally on the other side of the world, a different language, a different country, a different culture, and they blended in seamlessly. They took cues from mom and dad, and they knew how to behave, and they knew how to adapt very quickly and very easily. We did things that we don't do here at home. We rode the subway, we rode public transportation, we caught cabs, and these are all new experiences for them. And yes, a lot of it was just fun and exciting and new, but they just knew how to behave in certain situations. Now, that's not to say that they did behave in every one of those situations, but they knew better. They knew how. Have you ever met a kid when addressed by an adult or anyone kind of hides behind mom's skirt or her dress? They're shy. Have you ever met a shy person? Maybe you're a shy person. A shy person is not non-socialized. They're just shy. Maybe they just don't want to talk to you. Also, I try very hard to remind my children that the world does, in fact, not revolve around them. I know, it's shocking, but it doesn't. So I volunteer often, and every chance that I can, I involve them as well. It can be as easy as picking up a plate lunch and bringing it to an elderly person and sitting and chatting with them when they haven't had any company in a little while. We bring Christmas cards and Valentine's cards to a local nursing home. We love helping others, and we can as often as we have the opportunity. Now, lately, we haven't had many opportunities because everybody is locked down, especially the elderly. Even our own family, we have not been able to see and visit with as often as we would like. So we've had to get a little bit creative. There was another nursing home that was out of state that was looking for pen pals. So this was a great opportunity for the kids to practice their handwriting, practice their letter writing skills, and draw them a pretty picture, and we mailed them off. Hopefully they were received by the intended recipients. So during this time, you can get creative with reaching out and helping others. Y'all let me know if you know of any other opportunities that I'm missing right now during this time where we could be helping others while keeping everyone safe. Let me know. Again, for the regular old times, there is an endless, literally endless list of all the activities, all the things that your children can be involved in, even as a homeschooler. We have participated in recreational soccer, football, baseball, cheerleading, dance, gymnastics, art classes, 4-H, church groups, and on and on and on and on. So there are so many things that we could stay so busy that we wouldn't even have time for our schoolwork. So when you're looking for these activities in your area, try to find a Facebook group. There'll be some information there. Some of them even have homeschool groups where they may have a discounted price. If you come during the morning, they might have a session or a class or activity when school time is usually in session. And so they'll have a small homeschool group or a homeschool class. We don't usually participate in those because we prefer having our activities in the afternoons and the evenings. If we don't start our schoolwork off first thing in the morning, then our whole day gets out of whack. Now, if your kids are littles, like kindergarten or below, find a play date group that have kids of a similar age and make a standing play date every week that y'all are going to get together, maybe go to each other's houses, maybe meet at a park, whatever it is that your group feels comfortable with. Playdates are critical for the littles, for them and for you. They need friends to play with and explore and have fun. And moms, you need those relationships too, so that you can talk about all the things. Make sure you put on an extra pot of coffee and y'all have fun. So the list of activities and things that you can do and interact with others and socialize are endless. Just pick out which one interests you most and go for it. Now for the hardest part. Socializing during a pandemic. Deep breath. I feel like there are two types of people during this unusual time that we're in. The first group wants everything back to normal. They want to go back, they want to open up, and they want to do all the things. The first type is not worried about the virus. They don't want to enroll their kids in school because of all of the restrictions in place and the uncertainty. Honestly, this is where I would be. I have been homeschooling for 8 years and our socialization has changed recently. When the stay-at-home order was put in place, for 1 week, every day, something was canceled out of our lives. It was like my children's lives were being taken away from them. It was upsetting. It was softball, and then it was golf canceled, then camp canceled, then this canceled, then 4-H canceled. It was a rough week. All of a sudden, we were staring at each other with nothing to do. And 4 walls, just like everybody else. We were in the same boat. We tried to be creative. We did things at home. We played with sidewalk chalk. We did art projects. We did science experiments. We finished our school year early because we had some extra time on our hands. And we took that time just to enjoy each other as a family. It was really a nice break, actually. Now, we have had our break, we have had our time, and we are ready to play with the people. Some things have opened up. My daughter's softball teams have opened back up, and they are having their softball season right now. My son's spring golf got moved to summer golf, and so now everything is just a little bit hotter. Even though we are busy again, it still isn't our normal. There are still things that we can't do because of the restrictions in place, and that's okay. We're all adjusting, we're all figuring this out. Now, for the second group of people during this pandemic and this is just something that I made up, these two types. I don't know if this is true, but it's just kind of what I have witnessed. The second group wants socialization, but they are still being cautious. They are worried about the virus. They are maybe not sending their kids to school because they feel unsafe, and it's not quite enough restrictions to fully go back to school, and that's why they're considering homeschooling. And then they also want socialization, but how do they get it when we're worried and we're staying at home? Good question. What does socialization look like when you're isolated? Well, it looks different. Now, most of us have been doing this for weeks, and we are all really good at Zoom, and we're getting better at FaceTime, and we are learning how to take virtual field trips online, and all of the new digital opportunities that are out there that keep everyone safe and let us have some fun at the same time. But perhaps you weren't planning this long term, and now that's what you're faced with. That's okay. You can do this. It's going to be okay. It's going to look different. The kids will need activities. They need backyard playtime. They need creative time. They need time to run out that energy. We have a play set, swing set, and trampoline in our backyard, and they have never gotten so much use. It's great for the kids. And so I know not everybody has these, but you can get creative. You have a little bit of space and a small child with a lot of energy, which a lot of us do. You can Pinterest some DIY bubbles, some sidewalk chalk, some experiments, some crafts, some art, some messy fun things outside. Get the hose out, get everybody wet, build a tree house. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. It just takes a little bit of creativity. So no matter your reason for homeschooling during this time, socialization is hard for all of us right now. I want to see my friends. I want to throw a party. I miss all the people. Take this time to connect with your family, have fun, be silly, and hopefully one day we will look back at this time and go, remember that time that we sat around and we played board games every night, or we had movie night once a week? That was so fun. You want to know what the quarantine did for me? My kids convinced me to start a YouTube channel. Hello, here I am. It's fun, and we are doing things together as a family that we never would have gotten to do because we were too busy. We wouldn't have had time to stop our day and do a Bean Boozle challenge with the kids, or wonder if we can blow up a watermelon with a bunch of rubber bands. And so it's been fun. Look for those opportunities to have unique experiences with your kids when you can. Teach your child confidence, compassion, humility. We're working on that one hard at our house. And grace, and your child will be better socialized than most people. This video could go on and on all day long. I could talk about socialization and give you encouragement that it's going to be okay and we can figure this out together, but it really, really is. I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions, please put them below in the comments and I will get back to you. Please give this video a thumbs up for socialized homeschoolers, and I will see you soon. Okay, y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.